There's a moment every man experiences, the moment when a woman he cared about deeply hurts him. Maybe she pulled away when you needed her most. Maybe she lost interest without a clear reason. Or maybe she played games, leaving you feeling powerless and confused. Most men react the wrong way. They get emotional, chase for answers, or completely shut down. But what if I told you there's a way to flip the script? A way to make her the one feeling uncertain, questioning everything, and wondering if she made a mistake. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to confuse a woman who hurt you not through anger, not through revenge, but by shifting the power dynamic in a way that makes her see you differently. If you execute this right, she won't just regret hurting you, she'll be the one chasing your validation. The power of indifference. When a woman hurts you, the natural reaction for most men is to respond emotionally. They either lash out in anger, seek revenge, or beg for explanations, but none of these reactions give you any power. Instead, they make you look weak, predictable, and easy to manipulate. The most powerful response you can give in this situation is indifference. Indifference is confusing. It makes people question their actions and rethink their choices. Women, in particular, are used to seeing men react emotionally when they pull away, act cold, or do something hurtful. They expect either a dramatic response or desperate attempts to fix the situation. But when they get nothing, when they see a man completely unbothered, it creates a shift in their perception. When a woman sees that her actions have no visible effect on you, she starts questioning her own power over you. She wonders why you're not reacting, why you don't seem to care, and why you're not chasing after her like other men would. This confusion creates an internal conflict in her mind. Instead of you being the one suffering and overthinking, she becomes the one analyzing the situation. Indifference is not about pretending. It's not about playing games or faking an attitude. It's about truly reaching a mindset where her actions do not shake your core. When you are genuinely indifferent, it means you have placed your emotional well-being above her validation. You have reached a level of self-respect where no woman's behavior can dictate your mood, confidence, or sense of self-worth. This is where the true power lies. Most men are reactive. They let a woman's actions dictate how they feel. If she is loving and attentive, they feel great. If she becomes distant or hurtful, they feel miserable. This is a weak frame because it puts all the control in her hands. But when you operate from a place of unshakable indifference, you reverse the power dynamic. You no longer need her to act a certain way to feel good about yourself. You are steady, unbothered, and in control. This confuses a woman because it is rare. Most men will try to fix things, ask questions, or express frustration when a woman hurts them. But a high-value man, he does the opposite. He simply carries on with his life as if nothing happened. He remains focused, driven, and completely unaffected. This non-reaction is what makes a woman second-guess everything. She starts wondering, did he even care about me? Why isn't he reacting? Is he seeing someone else? Did I misjudge his value? Maybe I made a mistake. These thoughts create doubt in her mind. And doubt is a powerful emotion. When a woman is unsure, she starts overanalyzing her own actions. She begins to realize that maybe she was the one who miscalculated. Maybe she underestimated your strength. Maybe she expected you to break, but instead you remained completely solid. At this moment, she is no longer in control of the situation. You are. But here's the key: indifference only works when it's real. You can't just ignore her for a few days, hoping to make her chase you. You have to actually reach a place where you genuinely don't care, where her validation is irrelevant to your happiness. This level of detachment doesn't come overnight, but once you achieve it, you become unstoppable. How do you develop real indifference? Detach emotionally. Stop attaching your happiness to how a woman treats you. Recognize that people will act in their own self-interest, and that's fine. You are responsible for your own emotional state, not her. Build an unshakable mindset. Develop a life so full of purpose, goals, and personal growth that no single person can disrupt it. When you are deeply invested in your own journey, a woman's behavior becomes insignificant. Master self-control. Emotional self-control is one of the strongest traits a man can have. The ability to remain calm, collected, and unaffected in any situation makes you incredibly attractive and powerful. Understand female psychology. Women test men, sometimes unconsciously, to see if they are emotionally strong. If you fail these tests by reacting emotionally, you lose their respect. But if you pass by staying indifferent, their attraction and curiosity increase. have options. A man with options is naturally indifferent. When you know you have choices, you never feel the need to overreact to any one woman's actions. You move forward without hesitation. Embrace the outcome-independent mindset. This means you are not attached to whether she stays or leaves. You accept all possible outcomes because you know that no matter what happens, you will be fine. When you master indifference, something interesting happens. The same woman who hurt you now wants your attention. She starts trying to re-engage. She sends messages. She acts differently. She tests again to see if she can get an emotional reaction. But by this point, you no longer care. And that's when you truly win. The ultimate power is when a woman realizes that she cannot control your emotions, that no matter what she does, you remain calm, collected, and completely unshaken. This is the mindset of a man who operates at the highest level. Indifference is not just a reaction, it's a statement. It tells the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you are in full control of your life. And that is the most powerful position to be in. Reverse the emotional energy. When it hurts you, the worst thing you can do is allow that pain to consume you. Most men make the mistake of drowning in their emotions, overanalyzing the situation, or seeking closure that never comes. They replay the moments in their heads, trying to understand why she acted the way she did. But this approach only weakens them. It drains their energy, lowers their confidence, and makes them feel powerless. What separates high-value men from the rest is their ability to reverse the emotional energy. Instead of allowing negative emotions to break them, they use that energy as fuel for self-improvement. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. Think about it, pain is just energy. It's an intense emotional force that can either destroy you or propel you forward. Weak men let it destroy them. Strong men take that energy and channel it into something productive. The key is not to suppress your emotions, but to redirect them into something that makes you better, stronger, and more attractive. Use the pain as motivation right now. You have an opportunity. The emotional energy you feel can push you toward either self-destruction or massive transformation. Most men waste this energy by sitting in sadness, drinking, or distracting themselves with meaningless things. But the smartest men understand that pain is fuel. Every great man in history has faced heartbreak, rejection, or betrayal. The difference is how they responded. They didn't allow pain to break them. Instead, they transformed that energy into strength. If you've been hurt, use it as a wake-up call. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to make myself better? How can I use this pain to fuel my ambition? What areas of my life have I been neglecting? Channel this emotional energy into something productive, your fitness, your career, your personal growth. The moment you shift your focus away from her and onto yourself, you take back control. Build a physique that commands respect. One of the best ways to redirect emotional energy is through physical transformation. When you're hurt, your body is flooded with stress hormones. Instead of letting them break you, use them to build yourself up. Hit the gym harder than ever before. Lifting heavy, pushing your limits, and watching yourself grow physically is a direct way to convert emotional pain into strength. Get lean, get strong, and develop a physique that turns heads. Nothing confuses a woman more than seeing the man she hurt become the best version of himself. Let her see the results. You don't need to say anything. Your progress will speak for itself. When she sees that you didn't fall apart, but instead leveled up, it shifts the power dynamic. She expected you to crumble, but you became unstoppable instead. Elevate your lifestyle. Pain often comes from a sense of loss, the loss of her presence, her validation, or the relationship itself. But the best response isn't to mourn that loss, it's to upgrade your life in every way possible. Expand your social circle. Surround yourself with ambitious, high-value men who push you to be better. Pursue new experiences. Travel, try new hobbies, and explore opportunities that you never considered before. Level up financially. Double down on your career, start a new business, or improve your financial discipline. When you shift your focus to building a life so great that she becomes irrelevant, you win. Women are naturally drawn to men who are constantly improving. When she sees you thriving, it triggers regret. She starts wondering if she made a mistake. But by that point, you won't even care anymore because you'll be too busy winning. Master emotional control. Most men react impulsively when they're hurt. They text, call, seek validation, or try to prove something to the woman who hurt them. This is a losing strategy because it keeps the power in her hands. Instead, master the art of emotional control. No emotional outbursts. Never let her see that she affected you. Silence is more powerful than any response. No chasing. If she hurt you and walked away, let her feel your absence. Let her wonder why you didn't react the way she expected. No need for closure. The best closure is becoming a better man and moving forward with zero attachments. When you develop emotional control, you become a different kind of man, the kind who doesn't just survive pain but thrives because of it. This is what makes you truly dangerous in the best way possible. Let success be your revenge. The greatest revenge is not anger, not words. Not even indifference, it's undeniable success. Be so focused on your mission that her opinion becomes irrelevant. Achieve so much that she can't ignore your growth. Become so valuable that she realizes she lost something truly rare. Women respect power, confidence, and ambition. The moment she sees you thriving without her, it confuses her. She expected you to be broken, but instead you became something greater. And at that point, the tables turn. She starts reaching out. She starts checking your social media. She starts asking about you, but by then you've already moved on to bigger things. Because now you've reversed the emotional energy. You've taken the pain and turned it into something powerful. And that's the ultimate win. Control the frame, control the game. When a woman hurts you, your reaction determines everything. Most men instinctively respond with emotion, anger, frustration, or even desperation. But this only reinforces one thing, that she has control over you. The moment you react in a way that shows emotional distress, you are no longer in control of the frame she is. And when you lose the frame, you lose the game. So what is the frame and why does it matter? The frame is the underlying power dynamic in any interaction. It's the unspoken structure that dictates who is leading and who is following. In relationships, social interactions, and even business, the person who controls the frame is the one who sets the tone. The one who is being reacted to rather than reacting. Women are instinctively drawn to men who hold the frame. They test, they challenge, and they push boundaries not because they are cruel, but because they want to see if a man is strong enough to handle pressure. If you fail these tests by reacting emotionally, you signal weakness. But if you stay calm, controlled, and indifferent, you confuse her. She starts wondering why her actions don't affect you, why you remain unshaken, and why she isn't getting the expected reaction. That's when the power shifts back to you. Step 1, never let her see you sweat. When a woman does something hurtful, whether she pulls away, acts cold, or disrespects you, her subconscious goal is often to see how you respond. If she can throw you off emotionally, it confirms that she has power over you. Most men react instantly. They send long texts, demand explanations, or act out in frustration. This is reactive behavior, and it gives her control. Instead, the key is to remain completely unbothered. If she ignores your text, you act like you didn't even notice. If she disrespects you, you hold your ground but don't argue. If she pulls away, you let her go without chasing. When she realizes that her actions don't shake you, it confuses her. She starts questioning whether she ever had control over you in the first place. This alone shifts the dynamic in your favor. Step 2, set boundaries without seeking validation. Many men believe that setting boundaries means telling a woman what she can and cannot do. But real boundaries aren't about controlling someone else, they're about controlling yourself. If she crosses a line, you don't argue, simply remove yourself. If she plays games, you don't engage, you go silent. If she disrespects you, you don't explain why it's wrong, you just move on. The key is this: never seek validation when setting a boundary. If you need her to agree with your boundary, you've already lost. Strong men enforce boundaries with their actions, not their words. And that confuses women because most men try to explain, debate, or plead for respect. Step 3, be the unpredictable one. Predictability is the enemy of attraction. If a woman knows exactly how you will react, she holds the power. But when you become unpredictable, you become intriguing. If she expects you to get upset, stay calm instead. If she expects you to chase, disappear instead. If she expects you to react emotionally, laugh it off instead. By refusing to give her the expected reaction, you force her to rethink the situation. She starts analyzing her own behavior, wondering why you aren't reacting like every other man she has dealt with. This confusion makes you stand out, and standing out is what creates attraction. Step 4, Keep your focus on your mission. The most powerful way to maintain the frame is to have a bigger mission than any woman in your life. Women respect men who have a purpose. They are naturally drawn to men who are going somewhere. If your entire emotional state is dependent on how a woman treats you, she will never fully respect you. But if you have a mission, something so big that no woman can distract you from it, you become unshakable. And when a woman sees that she is not the center of your world, it confuses her. Ask yourself, what are you working toward? What is your purpose beyond relationships? Are you chasing a woman, or are you chasing greatness? If your energy is focused on your mission, no woman can break you. And ironically, that's when they respect and chase you the most. Step 5, master emotional detachment. A woman will always test your strength, always. The difference between weak men and strong men is in how they respond. Weak men crumble under pressure. They take things personally, react emotionally, and seek validation. Strong men remain unaffected. They understand that tests are part of the game. They don't take a woman's emotional fluctuations seriously because they know that attraction is based on respect, not begging for affection. The key to emotional detachment is simple: accept that people will come and go. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life, and that's okay. Detach from the outcome. You are fine whether she stays or leaves. You never need someone to validate you. Focus on what you can control. You can't control her actions, but you can control your response. Once you master this mindset, you become dangerous in the best way possible. No woman can manipulate you. No situation can break you. You remain centered, focused, and completely unshaken. Step 6, let her come to you. When you hold the frame, something interesting happens. Women start chasing you. They don't understand why their usual tactics aren't working. They aren't used to men who remain unaffected. They expect emotional reactions, but when they get nothing, they start seeking your validation instead. That's when the tables turn. Instead of wondering if she will text you, make her wonder if you will respond. Instead of seeking her approval, you make her seek yours. Instead of reacting to her, you make her react to you. This is how the game is played at the highest level. Final thought: control, respect, attraction. Women respect men who control the frame. They are drawn to men who lead, not follow. If she hurts you and you react emotionally, you lose power. But if she hurts you and you remain strong, indifferent, and in control, she will never forget you. Control the frame, and you control the game. Disappear and let her feel your absence. When a woman hurts you, your natural instinct might be to seek closure, prove your worth, or get some kind of reaction from her. Most men, when hurt, make the mistake of over-explaining themselves, trying to fix the situation, or chasing after a woman who has already shown them disrespect. This is a weak move. It shows her that she still has power over you. And the more she senses that, the less she respects you. Instead, the most powerful response is to disappear completely. No explanation, no confrontation, no emotional outbursts. Just silence. Why? Because your absence will make her feel your value. Women are wired to respond to loss. When something is readily available, they take it for granted. When it disappears, they start questioning everything. They start wondering why you're not reacting, why you seem unaffected, and why they don't have the power over you that they expected. This confusion alone shifts the dynamic. Step 1, silence is your greatest weapon. Most men talk too much. They argue, they plead, they try to force a reaction. But strong men understand that silence is the ultimate response. If she disrespects you, go silent. If she ghosts you, disappear completely. If she plays games, don't engage. Silence makes people uncomfortable, especially when they expect a reaction. Women are used to men seeking their attention, trying to work things out, or at least showing some kind of emotional reaction. When you don't do any of that, it messes with their psychology. She starts wondering, did I misjudge him? Why isn't he reacting like other guys? Did I actually lose him? This doubt is powerful. It forces her to rethink the entire situation, and suddenly you're the one on her mind instead of the other way around. Step 2, remove yourself without explanation. When you disappear, you must do it without warning. If you tell her, I'm walking away, or you'll regret this, you are still seeking validation. You're still hoping for a reaction. Instead, just go silent. No announcement, no passive-aggressive social media posts, no emotional texts. Just vanish. Stop texting her. Stop watching her Instagram stories. Stop checking on her life. This creates a vacuum. People feel lost more than they feel presence. The moment she realizes you are no longer available when your energy is completely removed from her life, she will start feeling the absence. And feeling is key. Logic doesn't create attraction, emotion does. If she starts to feel your absence, it means you made an impact. Step 3, make her wonder what you're doing. Disappearing isn't just about not being available, it's about making her feel like you're thriving without her. Women are naturally curious. They want to know if their actions had an effect on you. But if they see you completely unaffected, it starts messing with their heads. Level up behind the scenes. Work on your body, your money, and your personal growth. Stay completely off her radar. No indirect posts, no liking her pictures, nothing. Let her imagination do the work. The less she knows about what you're doing, the more she will wonder. Nothing drives curiosity more than mystery. If she sees you moving forward without a single word about her, she starts to question everything. Step 4, let her come to you. This is where most men fail. They go silent for a while, but the moment she shows any sign of interest, they jump back in, desperate for connection. This kills the power shift. Instead, you must let her come to you fully. That means she must reach out first. If she never does, it was never meant to be, and you dodged a bullet. She must show genuine effort. A simple hey isn't enough. If she doesn't come back with real energy, she's just checking to see if she still has power over you. You must remain detached. Even if she comes back, don't drop everything for her. She needs to earn her place in your life again. Remember, a woman only values what she has to work for. If you let her walk all over you and then come back like nothing happened, she won't respect you. But if she sees that you truly don't need her, that your life is amazing without her, that's when the real power shift happens. Step 5, become the man she regrets losing when a woman hurts you. Your greatest revenge is not words, anger, or proving a point. It's becoming the best version of yourself. Get in the best shape of your life. Nothing confuses a woman more than seeing the man she hurt become more attractive. Level up your social life, build connections, meet new people, and expand your network. Increase your value, whether it's career, business, or personal development, start winning. When she sees you thriving without her, it will trigger something powerful in her psychology: regret. Women always remember the men they could have had but lost. And the best way to make her feel that regret is to become the man she now has to compete for. Final thought, disappearance creates desire. Most men think that chasing a woman, explaining their feelings, or proving a point will change her mind. But the truth is, disappearing is far more powerful than arguing. When you disappear, she feels your absence. When she feels your absence, she starts to miss you. When she starts to miss you, she starts to chase. But by the time she realizes it, you will have already moved on to bigger and better things. And that's when you win the game. Flip the emotional script on her. When a woman hurts you, the last thing she expects is for you to turn the situation around and put her in the position of uncertainty. Most men, when hurt, act emotionally either by showing anger, chasing, or withdrawing completely. While silence is a powerful move, there's an even more advanced way to handle the situation: flipping the emotional script on her. What does that mean? It means making her feel exactly what she made you feel. Confusion, doubt, uncertainty, but in a way that is completely under your control. Instead of reacting to her actions, you make subtle, calculated moves that shift the emotional power dynamic in your favor. The key is not to be reactive, but to be strategic. If done right, she will start second-guessing everything, questioning her own decisions, and wondering if she misjudged you. And once that doubt enters her mind, she's the one chasing clarity, not you. Step 1, change the way you interact with her. One of the fastest ways to confuse a woman after she has hurt you is to subtly shift the way you interact with her. Instead of showing that you are emotionally affected, you do something even more unsettling. You act like you're completely unbothered, but with a slight hint of detachment and unpredictability. This is powerful because women expect men to either get emotional and chase, go completely silent and disappear. What they don't expect is a change in your energy that makes them wonder what's going on. They start analyzing every little detail, trying to figure out what's different. Here's how to do it: respond slower, but not coldly. If she reaches out, don't ignore her, but don't be instantly available either. Be unpredictable. If she expects you to be distant, be warm. If she expects you to be the same, act slightly different. Keep her guessing. Don't react to emotional bait. If she says something to provoke a reaction, don't give her one. Just acknowledge it casually and move on. This alone starts shifting the dynamic. She expects you to behave in a certain way. And when you don't, it triggers a sense of uncertainty in her. Step 2, indirectly show that you're doing better without her. One of the biggest emotional shifts you can create is making her believe she underestimated your value. The best way to do this, subtle demonstration of abundance. Women are highly intuitive. They don't need to hear things directly to feel them. Instead of telling her you're moving on, you let her see the signs without ever making it obvious. Upgrade your appearance. A new haircut, a better style, and hitting the gym harder than ever will get noticed. Be seen enjoying life. Post high-value moments, not desperate look-at-me pictures, but images of you thriving, socializing, and winning. Mention exciting things in passing. If you do talk, casually mention things that suggest you're leveling up without explaining too much. The key is to never look like you're trying to make her jealous. It has to feel natural, like you were always destined to become a better version of yourself. When she sees that you are thriving instead of suffering, she starts questioning her own decision. Step 3, show interest elsewhere without making it obvious. A woman only starts to feel real fear of loss when she realizes she might actually lose you to someone else. However, you must do this correctly. If you force it, it looks desperate. If you do it naturally, it sparks genuine uncertainty in her. Subtle social proof. Being around other women, even platonically, in a confident way sends a strong message. Engage in conversations, but stay mysterious. If she senses other women are in your life, but you don't explain anything, her imagination fills in the blanks. Don't flaunt, just exist in abundance. The goal isn't to make her jealous, it's to show that you are a high-value man who is desired by others. When she sees the shift, she starts wondering, was I wrong about him? Why does he seem more attractive now? Did I make a mistake? That uncertainty is what makes her start chasing you again. Step 4, reverse the emotional pressure. At this point, she is already feeling the shift. But to completely flip the script, you need to do one last thing. Make her feel like she has to prove her value to you. Most men, after being hurt, seek validation from the woman. They want answers, closure, or a clear sign that she still cares. Instead, flip the pressure onto her. Be slightly harder to reach. Don't ignore her, but don't be easily available either. Make her invest in conversations. Let her be the one asking questions, seeking engagement. Be warm but detached. Show that you are still a good man, but you are no longer emotionally dependent on her. This creates a powerful psychological shift. She starts feeling like she is losing her grip on you. And once a woman feels like she might have lost a man who was once fully into her, it triggers an emotional reaction. Now, instead of you chasing her, she's the one analyzing your behavior, wondering where she stands with you. Step 5, let her come to you and stay in control. The final stage of flipping the script is being patient. If you've executed everything correctly, she will eventually reach out in ways that show she is seeking validation. Try to reignite old patterns. Test to see if she still has power over you. When this happens, your job is simple: stay in control. Don't rush to give her back the upper hand. Make her earn your attention. Don't fall for emotional traps. If she tries to guilt trip or provoke you, stay unshaken. Decide if you even want her back. By this point, you might realize she's no longer worthy of your time. At this stage, you have done what most men fail to do. You have shifted the emotional power in your favor. And once a woman sees that you are no longer the same, that you have leveled up and moved on, she will never look at you the same way again. Final thought, make her question everything. Flipping the script is about making her question everything she assumed about you. She thought you would react emotionally. You stayed calm. She thought you would chase. You disappeared. She thought you would crumble. You leveled up. She thought she had power over you. Now she's the one unsure. This is how you truly confuse a woman who hurt you. And when you do it right, she will feel the shift deeply, whether she admits it or not. And by the time she realizes what happened, you'll be too busy winning to care. Trigger her emotional instincts by being unpredictable. One of the most powerful ways to confuse a woman who has hurt you is to become completely unpredictable. Women are highly emotional creatures, and they are wired to seek patterns in a man's behavior. They want to understand what you will do next, how you will react, and whether they still have control over your emotions. When a man becomes too predictable, he loses his mystery. And when he loses his mystery, he loses his power. But when you become unpredictable, not in an erratic way, but in a calm, controlled, and strategic manner, you start to disrupt her emotional expectations. She no longer knows where she stands with you, and that confusion triggers a deep psychological response. This is how you shift the power dynamic in your favor. Step 1, break the pattern she expects. If a woman has hurt you, she already expects you to react in one of two ways. You chase her, seek closure, and try to fix things. As this is weak, you disappear completely and ignore her forever. This is strong, but sometimes too predictable. But what if you do neither? What if you remain present in the picture, but your actions are completely different from what she expects? Instead of being distant and bitter, you're calm and indifferent. Instead of being overly available, you're selectively responsive. Instead of avoiding her, you interact with a new, detached confidence. This confuses her. She will start questioning everything. Why isn't he reacting the way I expected? Did he ever care at all? Is he already over me? Once a woman starts asking these questions, you've successfully flipped the power dynamic. Step 2, mix warmth with indifference. Most men either go all in with affection or completely cut a woman off. While full detachment can work, a more advanced approach is to mix moments of warmth with indifference. Why? Because inconsistency creates obsession. If you're always warm and available, she takes you for granted. If you're always cold and distant, she assumes you've moved on. But if you mix warm moments with detachment, she starts chasing. For example, one day you respond to her in a positive, lighthearted way. The next day, you're distant and unavailable. Sometimes you engage, but only on your terms. This unpredictability makes her crave stability from you. And the more she craves stability, the more she invests emotionally. Suddenly, she's the one seeking validation from you, not the other way around. Step 3, make her work for your attention. Attention is a man's greatest currency when dealing with women. If you freely give it away, it loses value. But if you control it strategically, it becomes something she wants to earn. To do this, limit your availability. Don't always be there when she expects you to be. Make her earn your time. If she reaches out, don't always respond instantly. Let her feel a little uncertainty. Keep interactions short and meaningful. If she engages, be positive, but end the conversation first. When she sees that your time is no longer easy to get, she will subconsciously start trying harder to earn it. At this point, she starts valuing you more than she did before. Step 4, show that you are completely unaffected. A woman's worst fear after hurting you is realizing that you no longer care. Why? Because when a man no longer cares, she loses power over him. This is why most women, after hurting a man, will still check in either subtly or directly. They want to see if you're still emotionally invested. Your job is to show her that you are completely unaffected. If she expects you to be bitter, be lighthearted and indifferent. She expects you to chase, be distant, mysterious. If she expects you to disappear, stay present but unattached. By doing this, you make her feel like she never had the emotional impact she thought she did. And that drives her crazy. Step 5, keep your life moving forward without her. Nothing confuses a woman more than seeing a man thriving without her. Women expect that if they hurt you, you will struggle emotionally. They assume you'll spend time dwelling on what happened. But when she sees you moving forward like she never existed, it triggers an unexpected reaction. She starts questioning whether she made a mistake. She starts wondering if she lost a high-value man. She starts replaying everything in her head, trying to understand why you're so unbothered. To reinforce this, focus on leveling up in every area of your life, your fitness, finances, mindset, and social life. Be seen with high-value people, but never try to make her jealous directly. Let it happen naturally. Stay mysterious about your personal life. If she asks, give vague and confident answers. The more she sees you winning, the more she starts to feel like she lost something valuable. And that's when the shift happens. Step 6, let her experience the emotional roller coaster. By this point, she is already feeling confused, uncertain, and emotionally unbalanced. But the final move is to let her sit in that discomfort. Don't rush to give her clarity. Let her feel the weight of her own actions. Don't engage unless she makes real effort. If she's just checking in to see if you're still there, stay neutral. Stay emotionally in control. No matter what happens, keep your energy calm and dominant. The moment she starts chasing emotional stability from you, the game has completely flipped. Now she's the one analyzing, questioning, and wondering what's going on while you remain completely in control. Final thought. Unpredictability creates emotional impact. Most men make the mistake of either being too predictable or too reactive when a woman hurts them. But by mastering controlled unpredictability, you completely shift the dynamic. She expects you to react emotionally. Instead, you stay calm. She expects you to disappear. Instead, you stay present, but in a new, detached way. She expects you to seek validation. Instead, you make her feel like she has to earn yours. And once she realizes that she no longer has control over your emotions, that's when she starts to feel something she never expected: regret. By the time she understands what happened, you will have already moved forward, completely in control of your own life. And that's the moment you truly win.